You're not broke because you earn too little. You're broke because you keep repeating the same destructive financial behaviors without even realizing it. This video won't be gentle, it won't soothe your emotions, and it will definitely make many uncomfortable. But if you're ready to face the raw truth about money, this is the slap in the face you need to wake up. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how you spend, how you think, and how you treat money that defines your financial destiny. Stop living in illusion. It's time to expose the truth and redesign the behavior that leads to real freedom. Now set all excuses aside. We're about to dissect every layer of psychology, every mental trap, and every toxic habit that keeps you broke while making you believe you're doing just fine. The brutal truth: high income won't save a poor mindset. People often believe that if they just make more money, all their financial problems will disappear. But that's a deadly illusion. The truth is, if you have a weak money mindset, even doubling or tripling your income won't make you rich. Income doesn't make you wealthy. Your behavior with money does. Many people get bonuses, raises, or windfalls, and months later they're back to zero. Not because they lack opportunity, but because they lack systems of thinking. If you can't manage 10 million, you won't manage 100 million either. The problem isn't the number, it's your financial instincts and patterns. People stay stuck because they believe more money will fix it. No, more money just magnifies the problem. If you spend emotionally, you'll just spend bigger. If you don't invest, you'll just stay stagnant longer. Income doesn't save you from chaos when your money has no discipline. A wealthy mindset doesn't come from your bank balance. It comes from how you use every single penny. The wealthy don't wait to have enough to act wealthy. They invest, save, and track even when their income is modest. Meanwhile, high-income individuals with a poor mindset constantly find ways to burn through their cash. The result? No amount is ever enough. Wealth is a product of habits, not miracles. If you don't learn this early, you'll forever chase money and never catch freedom. The sweet trap of comfortable living, the silent killer of wealth. The biggest danger to your financial life isn't poverty, it's the feeling of being fine. When your life is just comfortable enough to eat well, dress decently, and enjoy occasional fun, you stop striving for growth. You stop asking questions. You live in a comfort zone and call it stability. But stability was never the goal. It's a mirage, and that illusion keeps you stuck while inflation and life expenses quietly crush you. Your comfort zone is where your wealth goes to die. You start spending just a little to feel better. You treat yourself because you worked hard. You think those small purchases don't matter, but they add up into a stolen future. Successful people don't spend to reward, they spend to grow. The difference between pride and self-sabotage is often how you use your money after a month of hustle. The more you repeat the comfort spending cycle, the deeper you sink into stagnation. Not because you're broke, but because you keep repeating old behaviors in a new context. And that leads to the same outcome: being drained. Your fake stability is quietly making you poorer every day. You must break the comfort loop. Make your finances a system with intention, not a sleepwalk that resets every month. Financial self-delusion, spending to feel successful. Most people don't spend because they need to. They spend because they want to feel successful. A new phone, a trip, designer shoes, not because they're essential, but because they signal worth. It's money spent to validate a self-image they don't even believe in. But the more you spend to prove something, the more you reveal what you lack. You're not using money to build value, you're using it to buy temporary approval. This is the dangerous loop. You work hard to earn, then spend to soothe your soul. The result? You have to work even harder just to maintain the illusion. What you call reward is actually a shackle tightening every month. If you can't control your emotions with money, you'll always be a servant to it. You won't overspend because you're wealthy. You'll overspend because you lack internal control. Poverty here begins in the mind. Truly wealthy people don't spend to impress, they spend to build assets. They see each dollar as a strategic decision or a costly step backward. So they don't revenge spend on life, they invest in things that grow. Financial confidence isn't about what you can buy today, it's about what you choose not to buy to stay on track. Financial mastery is saying no to temporary ego and yes to long-term power. The dangerous delusion. mistaking income for wealth. Many people believe the more I earn, the richer I am. The truth? Some earn $6,000 a month and are drowning in debt. Others earn $2,000 and are financially free. Why? Because income is what comes in, but wealth is what stays. Riches aren't in your paycheck. They're in how you manage cash flow. Confusing income with wealth is the mistake that makes people look rich while staying broke. That new car, premium phone, luxury vacation, those don't reflect wealth. They reflect spending habits. While others flash their lifestyle, financially smart individuals quietly accumulate assets. They don't look rich because they are rich. The cost of impressing others today is sacrificing your financial freedom tomorrow. If you spend money to be noticed, you're investing in the wrong place and building on sand. Financially smart people understand each delayed purchase is a step closer to freedom. They don't wait to have more to save. They save to have more. While others use money to prove worth, they use it to protect their future. Real wealth lies in what you don't see. Hidden portfolios, untouchable reserves, passive income sources. Wealth isn't a feeling, it's what's still in your account when no one is watching. The guilt loop. Emotional spending as a form of self-escape. When your mood drops, the first thing many people do isn't solve the problem, it's open their wallet. Shopping becomes emotional anesthesia. Tired? Order food. Bored? Add to cart. Angry? Swipe for something expensive. But like any drug, that dopamine hit is short-lived. Once the high fades, guilt creeps in. Then stress. Then the urge to spend again. And just like that, the loop begins again. One that empties wallets and erodes discipline. You're not spending money, you're sedating yourself with it. And this behavior is far more dangerous than you think. Because it creates a psychological trigger. Every time you're stressed, you spend. That reflex sabotages every financial plan you build. It doesn't matter how much you earn if every paycheck is used to numb your discomfort. Emotional spending isn't about money, it's about avoiding yourself. And that's a battle you will always lose. Wealthy people aren't emotionless, they have emotions too. But they train themselves not to medicate with money. They recognize every emotional purchase as a step backward. They build the discipline to spend based on purpose, not mood. They pause before checking out and ask, does this purchase build value? If the answer is just it feels good, they walk away. Because they know, emotions fade, but assets compound. The real cost of not knowing how to say no. Every time you say yes to an unplanned dinner, a flash sale, or an impulsive trip, you're saying no to a long-term financial goal. These little decisions seem harmless, but they're what slowly drain your financial fuel without warning. You don't notice the loss because it comes in tiny leaks, but it's those little treats, those harmless splurges that silently murder your wealth. Your money rarely dies in disasters. It bleeds from 1,000 careless cuts. People struggle to say no because they fear judgment, rejection, or missing out. But here's the truth. Every time you go along to please others, you delay your own progress. Ask yourself, will these people pay your bills? Will they bail you out in a crisis? No. Then why sacrifice your future for temporary approval? Being generous with others while being stingy with yourself is not kindness. It's betrayal. The wealthy don't say no because they're stingy. They say no because they have priorities. They know that no is the shortest word to protect time, money, and focus. They're not out to please everyone. They live by design, not impulse. Financial freedom doesn't come from saying yes to everything. It comes from fiercely defending your vision. When you learn to say no to what doesn't matter, you're finally saying yes to what truly does. The motivation myth. You don't need inspiration, you need a system. People often say, I'll start saving when I feel ready. I'll invest when I'm in the mood. But here's the harsh truth. If you need inspiration to act, you'll never do anything meaningful. Motivation is a liar. It comes and goes with your emotions. Successful people don't wait to feel inspired. They build systems. They automate their savings. They set recurring investments. They schedule financial reviews. They don't let feelings dictate their future. They run on structure, not spontaneity. Motivation is the sweet lie that fuels procrastination. It gives you the illusion of about to act, while keeping you stagnant. A system, on the other hand, doesn't care if you're tired, sad, or excited. It works regardless. People with solid systems don't need to be brilliant. They just need to be consistent. Like brushing your teeth, they invest, save, and track money automatically. And that consistency compounds in ways emotion never could. A system is your defense against procrastination and mood swings. You can't rely on willpower to remember or do the right thing. You must create an environment where good behavior is the default. Set spending limits. Automate transfers. Build a framework that runs with or without motivation. When your money moves on schedule, you stop being reactive and start becoming intentional. That's when you stop being owned by money and start owning it. The untaught truth. Freedom doesn't come from being rich, it comes from discipline. Many people confuse freedom with wealth. Wrong. True freedom comes from control over your money. Some people earn six figures and still can't quit jobs they hate, say no to toxic clients, or walk away from stress because they lack discipline. Others make half that and live freely. Why? Because they've mastered restraint, planning, and peace of mind. Financial chaos isn't solved with cash. It's solved with control. Discipline is what turns money into a tool, not a trap. Freedom isn't being able to buy anything. Freedom is no longer being chained to things you don't need. Discipline is the key that unlocks sustainable wealth. Disciplined people know exactly what deserves their money. They aren't seduced by trends, ads, or fleeting urges. They filter, and because they filter, they always have options. Undisciplined people don't. They follow noise, then wonder where their power went. That's not freedom. That's financial slavery. Discipline doesn't kill freedom. It creates it. Imagine every dollar you spend has purpose. Every month pushes you closer to your goal. No more panic at the end of the month. No more wondering, where did it all go? That's freedom. But to get there, you must say no to fleeting emotions and yes to long-term design. Discipline isn't harsh. It's the highest form of self-respect. It's how you protect the version of you still waiting to arrive. Wealth isn't a number. It's the result of behavior design. Wealth is never an accident. It's the product of conscious, repeated behaviors executed with intention. You don't need to be born knowing how to build wealth. You need to design the habits that lead to it. Nearly 45% of your daily actions are unconscious habits. That means if you automate your saving, spending, and investing as routines, you'll grow wealth almost on autopilot. Wealthy people don't remember to save. They engineer their environment to make wealth building inevitable. Poor people live in reaction. They wait for bills before acting. They get paid before planning. They behave like thermometers, responding to the environment. The wealthy, they're thermostats. They create their ideal financial environment in advance. They know exactly what to spend, save, and invest. No external factor shakes their plan. They don't let life dictate their money. They direct their behavior and adjust their systems, not their dreams. If you want to be rich, don't just learn how to spend better. Learn how to design smarter behavior. Every habit you build today is a brick in tomorrow's wealth. Don't force discipline. Engineer it. Make good financial behavior easy and bad behavior hard. Automate investments, cap spending. Adjust your apps, wallets, and surroundings so your finances stay aligned. Behavior creates outcomes, and designing your behavior is the fastest path to freedom. The final slap. You're not broke because of circumstance. You're broke because of momentum. Here's the most controversial truth. Most people aren't broke because of bad luck. They're broke because they repeat the same unconscious behaviors over and over. They spend the same way, think the same way, react the same way, yet hope for different results. That's not misfortune. That's insanity. Poverty is no longer a condition. It's a cycle. And unless you stop and question everything, you'll live in it forever, no matter how much money you make. Wealth is not a miracle. It's a decision. The decision to set goals, to act, to say no to junk, to fail forward. But if you let momentum drive you, you're giving your future to chance. No one gets stuck broke. They just refuse to evolve. Instead of blaming the economy, your salary, or the government, look in the mirror and ask, which of my habits are keeping me here? That's where change begins. You don't need a miracle to be wealthy. You need one shift. Stop spending to feel better and start spending to be better. Your habits are tools. Used right, they serve you. Used wrong, they destroy you. Every time you track expenses, delay an impulse, invest even a little, you rewrite your future. You can keep blaming your conditions, or you can redesign your system. One path leads to enslavement by money, the other to mastery over it. You choose. You don't need another raise, another lucky break, or another viral opportunity. Everything you need is already in your hands, the moment you're brave enough to confront your own financial behavior. Poverty isn't fate, it's repetition. But just like any cycle, it can be broken. With discipline, with systems, with decisions repeated until they transform into results. Stop spending to feel good. Start spending to grow. Your habits are either your servants or your shackles. There is no middle ground. Every dollar, every choice, every moment is a vote for your future. So ask yourself one final time, are you building wealth by design or staying broke by default? The answer isn't out there, it's in you. Decide now.